this needed a trigger warning for the lefty snowflakes because there's no way you can spin this data. It is historic. The fact is that despite the relentless fake news and media hysteria, Donald Trump is the most popular president with Republican voters ever. And that includes the great Ronald Reagan after he survived a assassination attempt. Grab some popcorn and enjoy this lefty rage bait, also known as facts.
So this isn't just Republicans who like Donald Trump. This is Republicans who love Donald Trump, and he's up like a rocket. Look at this. In July 2017, the strongly approved was 53%. That's pretty good. But look at where he is now. 63% of Republicans strongly approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing about 5 months into his presidency. Republicans love Donald Trump the way that Americans love Disney World. The bottom line is 63%. That is a huge base. And of course, it's just part of a Republican base in which about 90% of them overall approve of him, including the somewhat approves as well.
I mean, every politician would like this number here, especially to see it go up. How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this, 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is history making.
Oh, I think I need a cigarette after all that. And here's some sobering news too for the rhinos, the Republican in name only members who think they'll reclaim the GPO from Donald Trump. Wrong.
You do not want to go against Donald Trump because the Republican base is with Donald Trump. And it's not just the polling. We actually have the data to show that the Republican base is with Donald Trump. The Times Trump endorsees won the GOP primary for governor and congressional races. Look at this. 2024, 96%. 2022, 95%. 2020, 98%. The bottom line is this. 95% plus of the time, the Trump-endorsed candidate wins in GOP primaries. And even in the cases where Donald Trump endorses a challenger to an incumbent, the majority of the time, that challenger wins. So Donald Trump is a winner in Republican primaries. You go against Donald Trump, to quote the movie Good Burger, you go in the grinder.
Joining me now is host of Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered on Blaze TV and Vice President of the Texas Family Project, Sarah Gonzalez. Sarah, what do you make of that data? These are, as Harry Enton said, historic numbers in the GOP. No president has been this popular among Republican voters.
Yeah, I mean, Rita, thanks for having me on. I think that the Democrats, in large part, I would say, have themselves to thank for these historic numbers because we have never seen a Democrat Party that has made their entire identity just hating another person, regardless of the policy. I mean, you have Donald Trump that just got elected in November, in large part due to his immigration policy, due to his promise to deport illegal criminals. And what are the Democrats doing? They're fighting him every step of the way. They have these activist judges that are blocking him implementing the policy that Americans elected him on. And so you saw it leading up to the election, Rita. Every time there was another assassination attempt, every time they threw him in the courtroom and didn't allow him to go out and campaign, Americans saw what was happening. They saw the lawfare and they said, we are not for this. We stand with Donald Trump. His numbers just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what did they do after he won? All they did was double down on the same bad ideas that they had leading up to the election and decided we're just going to continue the lawfare. We're just going to continue fighting good policy. And that is a large reason why you see these historic numbers for not just Republicans, but Americans saying, no, you know what? These are reasonable, common sense policies. This is why I went to the voting booth in November and voted for him. And shame on you, the Democrats, for trying to fight the American will.